G'day guys and welcome back today to another video on the Drewzy channel. 9 things we learned from round 7. Yes, here we go. It was a long round of footy, Wednesday to Sunday. So let's recap everything we learned from round 7 of football. Let's get into it. I'm pushing hard for 10k at the moment and still a large majority of the audience isn't subscribed. So if you're enjoying the content, want to see more stuff from me, make sure you hit that subscribe button and leave a like on the video if you do enjoy the series. I want to see what you guys thought about the round as well. So comment down below your 9 things that you learned in the comments. Let's get into it. Number 1, boring football narratives are opinions of people that don't know football. The narrative that this game sucked and it was deplorable, it's starting to grind my gears, and I'll tell you why. At the end of the day, we have 2 teams facing off against each other who know the strengths, weaknesses, and methods to win to get the 4 points, which is the most important thing. Now, it was a low-scoring first half, really contested, hot footy. Pressure was high, which causes fumbly turnover stuff, which isn't nice on the eye. I get that. Not the most entertaining brand. But at the end of the day, the D's won by 42 points, a comprehensive 7-goal victory. And all they did was back their contest in, sort of slowly strangled Richmond and came out as comfortable winners in the end of this game. Football is about winning. It's not really about playing the most attractive brand of football. It was a round 7 game against a side that hasn't really showed a great deal this season. Melbourne just got the job done, a professional performance, and got 4 points. And Melbourne are one of the most winningest teams in the last 4 years. It was a professional performance. So for people to just say, oh, that's shit, it's just stupid, I think. So appreciate a professional performance. I know it's not the most entertaining thing, but it doesn't mean that it's shit. Number 2. Essendon displayed their best footy against Collingwood. I've been very heavily critical of Essendon in the lead up to this season and some of their inconsistency, but after watching that game on ANZAC Day, I had a massive amount of respect for the Bombers. Their midfield looked incredible. I really like their ruck dynamic with Goldstein and Sam Draper. They both bring different strengths at different times in the game, which I like to see. Durham in the middle is hard as nails. He brings repeat efforts. He often gets a few disposals in a chain of ball movement. Zach Merritt is playing absolutely unbelievable footy at the minute. He obviously won the medal and was super impressive. Nick Martin was incredible all day. It just raised my ceiling of where I thought Essendon could finish this year, just from the absolute class that some of their midfielders displayed in particular. And then going forward, a massive performance from Kyle Langford. Missed an absolute sitter which could have won the Bombers the game, but you can't hate on the man because he kicked 2 goals in not very long to get him back in it to begin with. Redmond, McGrath, Kelly, these types that I've sort of thought were mid-tier players, just proved to me that they are guys that could take Essendon to play finals in years to come. Maybe they just got up for a big game and showed their best, but if they can consistently bring this to Bombers, they should be in good nick. So I know Essendon fans ride the highs and lows. Their team aren't the most consistent, and I don't want to hop on the Essendon are a finals chance just yet, but if they can bring that footy that they played against Collingwood consistently, there's no reason why they shouldn't finish in the top 8 this year. Number 3. Brisbane are looking jaded. Brisbane went toe-to-toe with GWS for the first half of footy and showed that they have the quality to beat that calibre of opposition. In that third quarter, I think they might have kicked 1 goal, if that. Just as soon as the momentum gets out of their hands, they've really struggled this season to stop it. And GWS just had their own way in that second half. They lack a bit of speed, I think, Brisbane. Once GWS started to get the run through the middle of the ground, I just don't think Brisbane had the legs to go with them. It's been a recurring theme all season that Brisbane can't play 4 quarters of footy. Is Fagan going to be the man to take them to a premiership? Premiership windows aren't open for long, and time is ticking for this Brisbane Lions side. They're playing like a mid-table team, even though they have a top 4 calibre list. So it's real tough times for Brisbane. Comment down below how you guys think Brisbane are going this season and where to next. Number 4. Saints scoring struggles continue. The Saints have only scored 80 plus points in 1 game of footy this year, which was against a struggling Collingwood side. And in that game, they obviously had Max King, Liam Henry, 2 really pivotal players that started the season well for them. Ever since then, I don't really think their transition footy is very good. They defend really tough, but they sort of have to scrap for a lot of their goals. I just don't know where they get their scores from. I don't think you can rely on Caminiti and Machito Owens to kick you 3 each a game at this point in their career. Struggling with injuries to some key players, Max King, Butler, etc. But I don't want to go too hard on them yet. But I said this at the start of the season, Ross Lyon sides, they just don't score high. And it's just not modern footy. They're still struggling for goals. So where to from here? Comment down below what you guys think of the Saints. They've got North Melbourne. They should get up this week. But yeah, the scoring struggles continue for a coach who has always struggled to score. I think I've seen this before. Number 5. Rankine's evolution is a pleasure to watch. Coming to Adelaide, I sort of thought Isaac Rankine would just be the heir to Eddie Betts' throne, just sit him in the forward pocket and watch him produce some magic. And he's done that plenty of times at this point in his career as a Crow. But to see him now push into the midfield as a forward and deliver, it's been great to watch this season. Had a great game against the Roos, 4 goals, 17 touches, and the Crows just played with a bit of flair, a bit of confidence. Similar to that game against Carlton, they took the game on, moved the ball fast, and it paid dividends, getting a big win. I feel like the Crows midfield without Rankine sort of lacks a bit of flair, speed, agility. You got Dawson Laird, Crouch, who are, serviceable blokes that do their job, but Rankine just brings a star power to that midfield that they sort of don't have without him in there. So it's been good to see Nicks flick the magnets around, chuck him in the midfield and see it pay dividends. More midfield time is crucial for him, and I think the Crows to get more wins on the board this season. Number 6, Geelong are the best team in the comp. Had a lot of people in my TikTok comments last week going at each other. Geelong versus Blues, big game, Saturday night footy, and Geelong came out on top, so well done Geelong. And I saw a lot of Carlton fans out and about on Saturday night on Swan Street, head in hands, absolutely flat from that loss against Geelong, but I don't think it was a poor performance by any means. The fact that you almost won it, Blake Acres with them 2 late goals, I thought Carlton were going to come back and win because that's what they usually do. But Geelong were just too classy all day long and got the chocolates. I actually tipped Carlton going into this game. I just thought that their midfield would be too strong and too experienced and would just be, too much to contain for the Cats. But what I find so impressive with Geelong is they just win one-on-one contests all over the ground. So even if the ball does sort of spill out of the middle of the ground or out of the stoppages, they're rock solid defensively to win one-on-ones, and then their transition from defense to attack is probably the best in the comp, up there with the Giants. I wasn't really blown away by the midfield performance of the Cats, but I was blown away by how good some of their mature role players are just getting the job done. Zach Tui played absolutely out of his skin. Ollie Henry, Jeremy Cameron shows why he's still one of the best players in the comp. So as long as you can get the ball in the areas of these guys that are so reliable to win their one-on-one contests, that's all they need. Carlton weren't helped by their inaccurate goal kicking and definitely not the umpires. Some really questionable decisions. But I don't think this is a game, as a Carlton fan, where you should leave feeling really disappointed. Obviously, you're sad that you didn't get the win, but you still have a lot of injuries, and with a bit of more accurate goal kicking and decisions to go your way at a better time, I think you could have won this game on a different day. So big win for the Cats, still undefeated. Who would have thought? Now they sit on top of the ladder as the best team in the AFL. Does that mean that they're flag favourites? I wouldn't say so, because flags aren't won in April, but nevertheless, they are looking the goods. Number 7. Freo's forward line mix looked so much better. Great inclusions from JL this week. I thought after Amos went out, we'd just see the classic Matt Taberner inclusion, but it hasn't worked for 10 years. So it was good to see Pat Voss, who we got from Essendon's VFL side last year, come in and make an instant impact at the AFL level. He provides a contest, he's really aggressive, brings good tackling, kicked a good set shot as well, took some good contested grabs. Much better, already so much more dynamic than Matt Taberner. The inclusion of Cooper Simpson provides something new for Freo as well. His agility and speed to push up the ground and just move the ball with pace, bring it in with a good kick inside 50. That was great to see for the first gamer. Luke Jackson kicked a few goals up forward as well. You hear people say, oh, the Darcy-Jackson dynamic won't work, and then you see Jackson take massive contested grabs and kick goals. You don't really have too much to say now. So that was great to see. The Freo forward mix looked much better. We've been struggling to score as of recent, but I think we have improved that. To score 95 points against a really tough contested Bulldog side who brought their best effort all day long. Freo just got it right. Great performances from Nat Fyfe and Caleb Sarong. Brayshaw was incredible as well. Hayden Young, our midfield's so good, but we're not talking about the midfield. Anyway, very happy with the performance from Freo. We go up against Richmond at the MCG, which provides us a great opportunity to get some vital minutes at the ground, where we're going to be playing in the grand final this year. Number 8. Jake Waterman could accelerate the West Coast Eagles rebuild. Waterman's kicked something like 15 goals in 3 games and has come into career best form. I feel like once Oscar Allen comes back into this side and you've got Oscar Allen, Jake Waterman, and Jack Darling in that forward line, they could be a really threatening forward line for any team to face in the comp. I think once Tyler Brockman settles into West Coast, he'll be a really good player as well. I liked glimpses of what I saw from him at Hawthorn, but just needs to be a bit more consistent. I think a club success is built in the middle, which West Coast are starting to really develop with the additions of Reed, Jinby, and Elijah Hewitt to go with Yo and Kelly. Still pretty thin down back, but I think the form that Jake Waterman is in will keep the Eagles in a lot of games. As long as they're getting centre clearances, he is a really consistent and reliable target to go to. A few more pieces and we could see the Eagles start to rise again very soon. And number 9, Heeney is in career best form. Isaac Heeney's probably leading the Brownlow after 7 rounds. If you think it could be anyone different, let me know in the comments below. But by all accounts, Heeney is in career best form, kicking 3 goals, 20 touches, just absolutely clinical against the Hawks on Sunday arvo. He just doesn't seem to put a foot wrong at the moment, Isaac Heeney. He knows when to go, when to settle. He's just playing with confidence, swagger. After a pretty rough season last year where he didn't play to his best consistently, he's obviously made it an emphasis to play consistent footy continually, which he has done so far this season. He's been absolutely unreal. They've got class all over the park, the Swans, and Isaac Heeney is one of the stars of the competition, playing absolutely out of his skin so far in 2024. There's 9 things that we learned from round 7. Make sure you guys comment down below what you thought from this round and leave a like on the video if you're enjoying the series. Some massive fixtures coming up this week. Couple good games at the MCG that I'll be going to. I can't wait for another big weekend of footy. Appreciate you watching and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care, you plonkers.